Ladies and gentlemen, let me break something down for you tonight. See, a lot of women keep asking me, Steve, what makes a man stay? What makes a man so hooked, so addicted that he can't stop thinking about you? And I'm here to tell you, it ain't about how you look. It ain't about how much money you got. It's about the behaviors you show every single day, because men don't just fall in love with your beauty, they fall in love with how you make them feel. And when you get these three beautiful behaviors right, oh, trust me, he's locked in for life. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about men that most women don't really know. You can dress up, you can look fine, you can smell good, you can cook the best meal he ever had in his life, but if you miss this one thing, you always feel like something is off. That one thing is respect. See, a man can survive without a lot of things, but he cannot survive without respect. Respect to a man is oxygen. It's the thing that makes him feel alive, the thing that keeps him moving, the thing that makes him want to be better. And when it comes from the woman he loves, when it comes from the woman he's giving his time and his heart to, that respect is the most powerful fuel in the world. Now, don't confuse respect with worship. I'm not saying you got to bow down to him or act like he's perfect. No, that ain't it. What I'm talking about is admiration. It's the way you look at him when he's talking about his dreams. It's the way you say, baby, I believe in you, even when he's doubting himself. It's the way you let him know that you see him not just for who he is right now, but for who he can become. That's the kind of respect that makes a man wake up earlier, work harder, and stay loyal to the woman who gave him that belief. Because let me tell you, the world out there will beat a man down. Every single day, he's going to run into somebody who doubts him, who criticizes him, who tells him he ain't good enough. He's going to face bosses, bills, problems, and pressures. But when he comes home, he needs to know he's got somebody in his corner. He needs to feel like the woman he's with is not just a partner, but a fan of who he is. You know how powerful it is when a woman says, I'm proud of you? That's like giving him a shot of strength straight into his heart. You might think it's small, but to him, it's everything. Men are simple in that way. We don't need a whole lot of words. We don't need you to write a book about us. Just a few moments of admiration, a look that says you're proud, a word that says you believe, and we will move mountains for you. When a man feels respected by his woman, it unlocks his best self. He becomes more focused, more driven, more protective, more loving. You don't have to beg for his attention or his loyalty because he's already addicted to the way you make him feel. Now, here's the thing. Respect is not about ignoring his flaws. You know he's got flaws. You know he makes mistakes. But respect means you don't tear him down in front of other people. Respect means you don't use his weaknesses as weapons. Respect means even when you've got something to correct, you do it in a way that still protects his pride. Because if there's one thing men guard with their life, it's their pride. When you build him up instead of tearing him down, you're not just protecting his pride, you're protecting the bond you two share. Now let me say this, men notice the little things. He notices when you brag about him to your friends. He notices when you tell your family, that's my man. He's working hard. He's doing his thing. He notices when you clap for his small wins, not just the big ones. And every time you do that, you're planting seeds of loyalty. You're showing him that you're not just with him for what he gives you. You're with him because you respect who he is. That's rare. That's powerful, and that's addictive. Ladies, if you want to understand how deep this goes, think about it like this. For women, love is the oxygen. You need to feel loved, cherished, and cared for to thrive. For men, respect is that oxygen. It's not just nice to have. It's a necessity. Without it, he feels empty, useless, unworthy. But when you give it to him, when you make it a part of your daily life with him, he feels alive, valuable, and driven to protect what he's got with you. That's why when a man finds a woman who truly respects and admires him, he ain't letting her go. He'll do whatever it takes to keep her because she gives him something no one else in the world can. And here's the bottom line. If you want a man to be addicted to you, respect is the foundation. Admiration is the glue. You can have beauty, charm, style, but if he doesn't feel respected, none of that will keep him. But if he does, oh, you got yourself a man who will move heaven and earth just to keep your smile on your face. A man can get a lot of things in this world, but what really shakes him to his core is when he meets a woman who knows how to balance softness with strength. That balance is rare, and that balance is magnetic. Femininity by itself is beautiful. It pulls him in. It makes him want to protect. It makes him feel like a man. Strength by itself is admirable. It makes him respect you. It makes him stand up straighter when he's around you. But when you bring the two together, when you know how to be gentle without being weak and strong without being hard, that's when you become unforgettable. That's when a man feels addicted to your presence. See, men love a woman who can bring that softness, that nurturing energy, that light touch that reminds him of home. It's the way you smile, the way you comfort him when he's heavy, the way you bring calm into the middle of his chaos. That's femininity. It's not about being perfect. It's about creating an atmosphere where he feels safe enough to take off his armor. Out in the world, he's fighting battles. But when he's with you, he wants to feel like he can rest. When you show that gentle side, he's reminded that life doesn't always have to be a fight. You become the place where he can breathe. But if all you bring is softness, a man might take it for granted. He might start thinking he can run over you or that you can't handle tough situations. And that's where the strength comes in. Strength is not about yelling or controlling. It's about standing firm in who you are. It's about knowing your worth, setting your boundaries, and carrying yourself with confidence. A strong woman doesn't lose herself trying to please a man. She knows what she deserves, she knows what she'll accept, and she knows what she won't. And when a man sees that, he can't help but respect it. The power is in the combination. A woman who is all softness without strength ends up being overlooked. A woman who is all strength without softness can be intimidating and hard to approach. But a woman who can shift between the two, who knows when to comfort and when to stand her ground, that's the woman who keeps a man on his toes. That's the woman who makes him think, I can't lose her, I need her, because he knows he's got both comfort and challenge in the same package. Think about it this way. When he's down, he wants your tenderness. He wants that hand on his shoulder that says, I got you. It's okay. But when he's out of line, he needs your firmness. He needs that look in your eye that says, I love you, but I won't tolerate that. That's not nagging. That's balance. That's how you make him better. He knows he can't play with you, but he also knows he can't live without you. That's femininity and strength together make you unpredictable in the best way. He never knows which side you'll show, but he knows both sides are real. That mystery is addictive. One day you're his soft place to land, the next day you're challenging him to grow. One day you're cooking his favorite meal, the next day you're reminding him of the standards you won't compromise. That keeps him engaged, invested, and always coming back for more. Men crave that kind of balance because it matches what they need deep down. They need support, but they also need someone who won't let them slack. They need comfort, but they also need accountability. They need someone who believes in their potential, but also won't settle for their excuses. A woman who can bring both sides makes him better without even trying, because he knows she won't let him be less than what he's capable of. This kind of energy can't be faked. It comes from knowing yourself, from being proud of your femininity instead of hiding it, and from being proud of your strength instead of apologizing for it. When a man meets that combination, he doesn't just want you, he admires you, he respects you, he becomes hooked on the way you make him feel, because you don't just give him peace, you give him purpose. And when a man feels both at the same time, that's when he realizes he can't imagine life without you. There's something powerful about mystery, and a lot of women overlook it. Men are hunters by nature, and what a hunter loves most is the chase. When everything is laid out too quickly, when every part of you is exposed right away, that chase ends before it even begins. But when you hold back just enough, when you keep a little mystery alive, you become the puzzle he never gets tired of solving. You become the chapter he can't stop reading. And trust me, when a man is hooked on your mystery, he becomes addicted to you. See, playful mystery isn't about being secretive or dishonest. It's not about playing games that confuse him or make him question your loyalty. No. It's about leaving space for curiosity. It's about making him want to know more. It's about giving him glimpses of who you are instead of the whole story on the first page. Because men love discovery. They love to peel back layers. They love to work for something. When you let him chase, you give him the chance to value what he earns. Now, here's the mistake some women make. They think being open and giving every detail of their life is a sign of trust. But too much too soon can take away the excitement. It's like watching a movie where they spoil the ending in the first 5 minutes. Who wants to sit through the rest? A man wants to earn the privilege of knowing your story. He wants to feel like each time he learns something new about you, it's because he invested his time, his effort, his heart. That's what makes him feel connected. That's what makes him want more. Mystery is also in the way you carry yourself. It's in the smile that says, I know something you don't. It's in the way you walk into a room with confidence without needing to announce yourself. It's in the pauses when you let him wonder what you're thinking. You don't have to be loud to be magnetic. Sometimes it's the silence, the calm confidence, the subtle hints that pull him in deeper than any words could. That quiet power is mystery, and it drives men wild because they can't quite figure it out. Playful mystery also means keeping parts of your world for yourself. You don't have to answer every text within seconds. You don't have to explain every move you make. You don't have to broadcast every detail of your day. When a man sees that you have your own life, your own passions, your own space, he becomes more curious. He starts to lean in and pay attention because he wants to be included in that world. The less predictable you are, the more addictive you become. But don't confuse mystery with distance. It's not about pushing him away or acting like you don't care. It's about creating a rhythm where Sometimes you give and sometimes you hold back. It's about making sure he never feels like he's figured you out completely. Men respect effort. And when he has to keep putting in effort to learn you, to keep you, to earn your attention, he stays invested. The chase doesn't end just because he's already with you. When you master playful mystery, the chase lasts forever. And let me tell you something important. Mystery is sexy. It makes a man lean forward when you talk. It makes him replay conversations in his head, wondering what you meant by that smile, that word, that look. It keeps him thinking about you long after you've left the room. That's what mystery does. It plants seeds in his mind that grow into obsession. He can't stop wondering, can't stop reaching, can't stop coming back because he knows there's always more to discover. This is the kind of behavior that separates you from every other woman he's met, because a lot of women give everything away fast, thinking it will make him stay. But men don't stay for what comes easy. They stay for what they had to work for, what they had to earn, what still keeps them curious even months or years later. A man addicted to mystery is a man addicted to you. Every man walking this earth has a dream inside of him. It might be big, it might be small, it might be clear, or it might still be a little blurry, but it's there. And if there's one thing that makes a man feel unstoppable, it's when the woman he loves stands beside him and supports that dream, because life will throw doubt at him every single day. He will face people who don't believe in him, voices that tell him he's not enough, obstacles that make him want to quit. But when he looks over and sees you rooting for him, that's when he digs deeper. That's when he keeps going. That's when he decides, I can't lose this woman because she believes in me when nobody else does. Support doesn't always look like doing something big. It's in the small things. It's in asking him how his day went and really listening when he talks about his goals. It's in reminding him that even if the world doubts him, you see greatness in him. A man might act strong, but he carries heavy doubts inside. And when the woman he loves looks him in the eye and says, baby, I know you can do this, those words mean more to him than any paycheck or applause. That belief is powerful. It's addictive. It's the kind of thing a man will never forget. Now, don't mistake support for fixing his problems. He doesn't need you to solve everything for him. What he needs is to know you're standing with him while he works through it. He needs to know you're not laughing at his failures, that you're not losing faith when things get tough. A woman who can ride through the storm with her man without throwing it in his face every time he falls is rare. And when a man finds that kind of woman, he treasures her. He knows she's not just there for the victory, she's there for the journey. Support also means celebrating the small wins. Sometimes men only hear about what they haven't done yet, what they're still lacking. But when you clap for the little things, when you tell him you're proud even of the progress, it fuels him to keep going. It shows him that you're not waiting for him to be perfect before you value him. You value the process. You value the effort. That encouragement makes him want to keep earning your respect, keep showing up, keep proving that your faith in him was never misplaced. And let me tell you, a man never forgets the woman who believed in him when he was still climbing. Every successful man you see out there, if you sit him down long enough, he'll tell you about the woman who believed in him when he had nothing. She's the one he thinks about when he signs that deal, when he buys that house, when he finally makes it, because in his mind, he knows she was part of the reason he made it. That loyalty runs deep, and that's the kind of connection that makes him addicted. There's also a quiet kind of support that women don't even realize they give. It's in being his safe space. Out in the world, he has to be tough. He has to be strong. He has to act like nothing can touch him. But when he's with you, he wants to take off that armor. If you give him a place where he can be vulnerable without judgment, where he can express his fears without shame, that's support too. That's the kind of thing that bonds a man to you in ways he can't explain, because you're not just his lover, you're his refuge. The support doesn't mean you stop chasing your own dreams. In fact, when a man sees you pursuing your goals, it inspires him to keep going after his. He doesn't want a woman who sacrifices her entire identity for him. He wants a partner who grows with him, who pushes him, who shows him by example that dreams are worth chasing. That kind of dynamic creates a powerful team. Two people side by side pushing each other to be more. And you support a man's dream, you're not just helping him succeed. You're creating a bond that goes deeper than attraction. You're giving him something the world can't, faith. And when a man feels that, he's not just in love with you, he's hooked on you. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. And it's not just about how you look. It's about how you carry yourself, how you move through the world, and how you treat yourself. When a woman has true confidence, she doesn't have to chase anyone. She doesn't have to beg for attention. She doesn't have to settle for crumbs. She walks in a room and people notice, not because she's loud, not because she's showing off, but because her energy says, I know who I am and I'm proud of it. That kind of confidence is magnetic, and to a man, it's addictive. See, insecurity is loud. When someone doesn't believe in themselves, it shows up in the way they talk, the way they second guess, the way they cling. But real confidence is quiet, it's calm, it's steady. It's in the way you stand tall, the way you smile without apology, the way you know you belong without needing anyone else to confirm it. Men pick up on that instantly, and it changes the way they treat you. A woman who knows her worth automatically teaches a man how to value her. Confidence is not about perfection. You don't need the perfect body, the perfect job, the perfect life. What makes you powerful is owning exactly who you are right now. It's saying, this is me, flaws and all, and I still deserve love, respect, and joy. That kind of energy makes a man step up. It makes him realize he can't play games with you because you don't need him to complete you. You're already whole. And when a man sees a woman who doesn't need him, but still chooses him, that's what keeps him hooked. Men love beauty, that's true. But beauty without confidence fades fast. Confidence is what gives beauty its power. Think about it. A woman who walks into the room unsure of herself might be gorgeous, but her insecurity will dim that shine. On the other hand, a woman who walks in owning her space, loving herself, not comparing herself to anyone else, she becomes radiant. That glow is irresistible. A man doesn't just see her, he feels her presence. That's what makes him want more. Confidence also changes the way you set boundaries. When you know your worth, you don't entertain nonsense. You don't settle for half love. You don't allow disrespect. You don't waste time on someone who isn't serious. And when a man sees that, he either steps up or steps out. But either way, you win, because your confidence won't let you accept less than what you deserve. And the man who's serious about you will be drawn in even more because he knows you're a woman of standard. That makes him value you higher than anyone else. Another thing about confidence is that it's contagious. When a man is around a confident woman, he feels like he can do more too. Your energy lifts him, inspires him, and pushes him to be greater. You don't even have to say much. Just the way you carry yourself shows him what self-belief looks like. And when he sees you believing in yourself, he starts to believe in himself more. That's why a confident woman becomes unforgettable, because she changes the energy of everyone around her, especially the man who loves her. But let's be real. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean acting like you better than everybody else. It's about balance. It's about being secure in who you are while still showing kindness and humility. That combination is golden. A woman who can shine without dimming anyone else's light is rare. And that rarity is what makes her stand out. Confidence also shows up in how you love. When you're secure in yourself, you don't love out of fear, you love out of choice. You don't smother, you don't beg, you don't try to control. You give love freely because you're not afraid of losing yourself in the process. That kind of love feels different to a man. It feels real, it feels stable, and it makes him crave more of it. So when you walk with confidence, when you own who you are, when you love yourself enough not to settle, you don't just attract a man, you keep him. Because he's not just addicted to your beauty, he's addicted to your energy, your strength, your glow. That's the power of confidence. And it's a power no man can resist. Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful tools a woman can have when it comes to keeping a man's heart. Men don't always talk about their feelings. They don't always know how to express what's going on inside, and sometimes they don't even fully understand what they're feeling themselves. But when a woman has that gift of reading energy, of sensing when something is off, of knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet, it makes her unforgettable. It makes her the one person he feels truly understood by, and that's something he can't walk away from.